Silent.
Okay, we'll see. See about that.
Well, Bluetooth. We don't got Bluetooth connected, so it won't
No.
come through.
Well, again, we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens. You have a knack. You have a special talent.
Good band.
The Knack?
The Knack.
What do they sing? I know I've heard of them, but that's like from the 80s, right?
Yeah. God damn it. Now you put me really on the spot.
What is the Knack?
I could either goes both ways with me. I could either name a song or name the band.
Okay. I know a song. I just Googled it.
And I know.
I Googled it.
I want you to want me.
No, that's definitely not the Knack. No. They have one very super popular song.
That's what I mean. Oh, they're roasting me right now.
No, they're not roasting you. Nobody knows this. Maybe some people do. Then it was a #1 hit internationally in 1979.
The year I was born. My Sharona.
That's the one. There you go.
You know what? I always and a lot of people are gonna think I'm retarded, but I'm probably gonna have to beep that out. For the longest time, I thought that was the Ramones. When I was little, I thought that the Ramones sung "My Sharona."
Just because?
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah. I mean, when you're a kid, you just there's connections that don't always get made. Yeah.
I didn't know anything.
Right on. It's like I know the names of 5 bands, and these 5 bands wrote all the songs. You know. What do you got there? Oh, is this the kratom stuff? How long does it take before you start feeling it? Like when you drink one of those down?
30 minutes.
30 minutes, and then what? You get like tingly or something?
Just very relaxed. It helps me. I guess it helps me focus. It helps me talk a little bit more.
So in a half hour, you'll be able to finish the sentence?
Yeah.
Got it.
Hey, look, my phone just went off and it didn't beep.
That's a milestone. Let's get this thing going.
Can I get a hell yeah?
Hell yeah.
Hey friends, it's time for another new episode of the Two Clouded Mind Show with your favorite hosts, Chris.
I have a very caveman brain.
And Dave.
He's falling apart in front of our eyes.
Subscribe to the Two Clouded Mind Show on YouTube and everywhere you get your podcasts. Do you remember when cars had stereo systems, like big bass, ghetto bass boxes?
They still do. That's still going on.
So when I got my first car, that's like one of the first things I did. Oh, yeah, the motor doesn't work well. I don't care. I want it to sound cool. So, like, big box, big amps, the whole 9 yards. I would love to hear our intro on, like, a proper system with, like, dumb bass. Because, dude, it would sound sick.
It probably would.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably right. I guess the better the system, the better the sound. But the music for our intro is pretty legit. I mean, it's a good quality recording. The audio, the voices, obviously good quality recording as well.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just the way we do things, bro. That's just the way we do things. If we play our podcast on a beautiful car system, sound system, it will sound great too.
Yeah, you're right.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel good about it. But yeah, definitely a good intro. It's I think it accomplishes the task of getting us like locked in and jazzed up at the beginning of every episode.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
I get fired up.
Yep.
I do. I get fired up. Dude, speaking of fired up, man, there's a lot going on right now.
All right. This year,
there's so many to unpack. So much to unpack.
This year, I mean, it's only the 9th right now. Okay. And so far there's a million stories. Like people have gone crazy completely off the hook in just the first week of the year.
You sent me a couple gems.
Yeah. I started texting. I'm like, look at this. And then it got to the point where we're like, okay, you know what we got to do is just like make an episode. We're going to rearrange things. So next week's episode, there's going to be a little bit of time travel happening. Next week's episode is going to be a little bit of time travel. So today is the 10th as people are watching this episode today. It's January 10th. Next week on the 17th, you're going to see an episode that was recorded before this one. So we talk about some stuff in that episode that that's also buzzworthy news, and we're gonna recap a story in this episode that we told in next week's episode.
Holy shit.
It's time travel, bro.
Dude, that's a lot.
How many podcasts do you know that will give you time travel for free? Just here's some time travel for you.
I mean, listen.
Nobody.
Nobody. We do it all for the people.
Yeah. You know?
Do
Chris
it all.
was like, what are we doing this week? I'm like, time travel. And he's like, word? And I was
Sign
like,
me up.
word. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
sign
said
me
we
up.
already talked about this, but he didn't remember yet.
That's right.
That's right, right? So where do you want to? Where do you want to start? Because I have a bunch of stuff. I actually like wrote a list of things to start down. Do you want to start with like a story that broke first, or do you want to start with a story that actually happened first, but we just heard about it recently? How about that?
I came across something that I didn't have a chance to do any like deep diving on it,
Go ahead.
but I didn't even mention it to you. I don't know if it's in your stories.
Go ahead.
Manhattan, they're now saying that they recently have seen a bunch of UFOs.
No, I haven't heard that. Not in Manhattan anyway. We have an alien
Miami.
story. Yes, we have an alien story, which we'll get to. But you're talking about Manhattan aliens now.
Yeah.
Manhattan UFOs. UFO. Exclusive. That's 13 years ago. No. Latest updates.
I saw it in the paper.
In the
other day.
paper?
Yeah, like the newspaper.
Really?
They bring the newspaper to the work every once in a while.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on this on UFOs in Manhattan. I'm sorry to disappoint you. However, can I interest you in some aliens
Yeah.
in Miami? Perhaps?
Please.
Okay, so we had in Miami at a mall, at a shopping mall, one of the biggest like dispatches of police, one of the biggest police responses like in the history of Miami.
Crazy. That
was
looked
like
crazy.
every police car they could find. They were pushing decommissioned police cars with no engines out onto the street for this one. This was berserk how many police cars they had, and they brought it over to this Miami shopping mall because the reports were coming out that there were 8 to 10 foot tall aliens phasing in and out of visibility, and some of the people who were at the mall in Florida, of course, were carrying guns, and they opened fire on these beings. And that's what was going on. There was a shootout happening at the mall because there was these 8 to 10 foot tall beings that were phasing in and out of visibility that were being fired at by the general populace.
See, I heard it was fireworks.
Well, here's the thing.
That's the cover up.
So let me throw.
Epidemic Sound have advanced search filters to help you easily find.
Advanced search filters
Yeah,
to help
yeah,
you
yeah.
easily find.
Whatever, pal.
The videos on your social media
Okay,
feed.
so this is somebody's going to talk over that, so I'm not going to play his voice, but we'll play my voice. So,
All right, so there's a fight.
This is a fight. This is people just freaking out and bugging out down in Miami. This must be one of the most recent stories
Then
because it
that's-
seems to be pretty.
That's like
washed.
a normal. That's like a Friday night.
Right.
That's calm.
Well, yeah. I mean, in Miami, I guess
I forget who it was on Joe Rogan, but they were saying like, and please don't quote me on this, and I could be wrong,
Go ahead.
but not so much aliens as people from a different dimension,
Well,
like almost like
Well, that would be aliens.
time portals.
I think aliens. People think it's just people who flew here on a spaceship from another planet, but other dimensional beings would have to be considered aliens as well, right?
Yeah, I mean we're
Okay, so here we
technically
go.
aliens.
This is
But
the video.
They don't ever see the thing. There's no ground cameras. Oh,
Look
that's
at
a
all
good-
these cops. Look at all these cops here. Okay, there's just a million cops. Just every police car you can think of, every vehicle. You got ambulances. You got everything. Look at
Oh
all
my
these-
God!
Look at this. It's every police car.
That's not like a doctored photo video where they like took
they just
one
like,
half of the road,
and
split it, and mirrored it.
No, this is the video. This is one of the videos that got released of the incident, and now there should be a point at which it goes near the front of the mall, and there looks like there's some shady characters, like some shady beings walking along the way. So people thought that that meant that there was footage of these beings.
Is that a helicopter?
No, I think it's just somebody on top of the building next door. It's just a bunch of police. Too bad it doesn't give you the. These are all the people leaving the mall. But the long and short of it was, there was all these videos coming out that were up from the sky like this.
Nobody on the ground.
Nobody on the ground had a video, which doesn't really add up, as usual. Nobody had a video from the ground. And what it turned out, what the story is that's being public, is that it ended up being a coordinated smash and grab, where a bunch of, like, a group of young people got together and they set off a bunch of fireworks, and in the commotion, like they robbed
the store.
some or one or more of the stores in the area during that.
Well, that's like a weird trend. I mean, it's not that it's a trend, but I feel like it's trending right now. People are running into like all sorts of stores, grabbing a bunch of shit, and running out, and like,
is that right?
Yeah, dude.
That's a thing that's like happening. So robbery is cool again. Petty theft.
Yeah, and a lot of like the big stores like Target and stuff, dude. You run in there and you they're just gonna let you leave. Like, what are they gonna fight you for? Like,
well, nobody who's working at Target is fighting anybody for. Well, at least if you work at one of those places, they tell you specifically, don't
let them go. Yeah,
yeah, like don't confront somebody, don't try to tackle them, don't be a hero, don't attack.
Yeah,
right. Like,
you get in trouble for being a hero.
You can. Yeah, you can get, like, let's say, for example, you work at a place at a Target, somebody tries to leave and you tackle them in the doorway and they sue you. Yep, that's exactly right. And you end up losing the lawsuit. Yep. So, I mean, it's like there's no benefit for being a good guy in that situation. Mm-hmm. So where are you on the aliens thing from Miami now? Like, you saw all the videos, you saw all the cover-up stuff, or maybe not the cover-up stuff, but what they tell us is the case. Coordinated smash and grab, fireworks, not gunshots.
Yeah.
Where are you on this one?
I mean, listen, if
you're our resident alien guy, so you know, I go to you for my alien stuff.
If aliens really like are among us, just let it be. Like, why mess with them? Why, just let it be. If unless they're like causing crazy chaos and like, dude, just leave them fucking be. Because
okay, counterpoint.
Mm-hmm.
If there's alien beings that live among us and they have the ability to phase in and out of this dimension, right? Because that's essentially what we're suggesting in this situation. It's not necessarily that they flew down in a spaceship, but that maybe they're coming from a different dimension and they're able to come and transfer between the different. I think that the number one reason why we would want to make contact with these people, with these
is
beings,
to try to steal their technology.
Not to steal it, but to understand how they do it, because what that would prove right off the bat is that there's more to life than we realize.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I would want to befriend. I wouldn't want to be homies with one of these fools.
Exactly.
Like,
and we would want to talk to them.
Can you show me your other dimension? Dude, I won't tell
How do you do it? Right. Can we do it too? What do we do? How do we, now humans, would we ultimately ruin that thing? Yes, absolutely.
Of course we would. Within like 6 months.
It wouldn't probably even take that long. But I think that would be the reason why we'd want to contact these people. Now, when I heard that this was going on as it was happening and the reports were coming out, like on Twitter, people were posting the video and talking about, well, this is happening right now in Miami and blah, blah, blah. I was not surprised to hear that some of the people in the crowd had opened fire. I mean, like, if you're in a situation like that, like there's going to be that fight or flight, right? Where it's going to be
like, oh shit, it's Independence Day.
What do you do in that situation? Right? There's like let's say, I don't think that it was actually true, but let's say there was a 10-foot tall being that was in front of you, and it was like Predator, where it's sort of in vision, but sort of not. You know how like on Predator, where he was invisible, it was like a little warbly or whatever. Let's say you see something come into view, like goes from invisible to visible right in front of you. Even if it's not a 10-foot tall being that you don't recognize, if it was just a regular person.
I'm bowing down to you. I'm bowing down to you.
Well, is that what you do?
I hands up like, hey, how are you? Welcome to Earth. I don't know. Like, I guess you don't really need that much of a welcome. Like if you just appeared like that, like you're far more advanced than any of us ever will be. But like, hey, you want to smoke some earth weed?
Can I smoke some of your not so earth weed?
Yeah, I mean, dude, no, you see it in the movies all the time. Like I'd get blasted straight away, be like,
Yeah, you would immediately get vaporized. Yeah,
but
you would bow down and they would just step on you or something.
but at least I'm not like one of the fucking retards.
You got to stop with that word. That's another word you got to stop.
It's been past a minute. It's been past a minute.
Yeah.
A minute. I'm not like one of those jerk offs that'll just like automatically go and shoot at one or start trouble with it. Like,
Right. Yeah. See, that's
I
the
want
part
to
where
be peaceful.
I've never been less surprised by humanity than I was when I heard that was going. Like, there's a potential alien and people are shooting at it. Like,
Come on.
that was the first
You're
sentence
not
that I heard. Like,
smart.
I am not in. I couldn't be less surprised at that type of a human response.
But then, like Florida, okay, makes sense.
Of course, that's why I
Makes
could not
sense.
be less surprised. In Florida, people just pull out their gun and start shooting at this thing.
Mm.
That would be, I mean, if there's aliens out there, if you're thinking about revealing yourself, do not do it in Florida. If you are revealing yourself to anybody in probably don't even do it in the United States. Let's be
Well,
real.
I mean, they can come in here. They could be.
They can come to this. Yeah, you know what? If you want to make an appearance and announce yourselves to the world, do it on this show. That's
Yeah,
really
we
what
looking
we're
for a
saying.
little bit of clout. Yeah, yeah, we're chasing.
I'll take
a
the
little
clicks,
bit.
but I will be fair and balanced. You know what I mean? I think we'll be a good interview. They'll have some fun. You know, this is a low pressure environment. This train is brought to you by aliens from another planet.
Of course.
Come on, man. That would be good. Yeah, so I think that's probably the way to go. If you're intent on revealing yourselves to humanity in the United States, do it in this show.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
yeah,
do
we're
it in a
cool.
different country for
We're
sure.
super
maybe
cool.
maybe Canada.
Yeah, we're super cool.
Yeah.
Maybe you could teach us how to use our equipment properly.
Yeah, maybe, or like soup it up. You know what I mean? Like really like super juice it.
Oh man,
I don't know what they could do to it to make it cooler, but
That would be so cool.
Something.
Like, you know how like some dudes like take steroids and stuff? We have like secret aliens like helping us out, and like all of a sudden we become like the #1 podcast on the
performance
planet.
enhancing aliens.
Yeah,
Love
yeah.
it. Yeah, I love it.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
Isn't that like the plot of like several 80s movies?
I think so.
Right, like where like somebody is it just like secretly being helped by some sort of alien that's
Or like
living
they
in there?
enter us and like they control us, but like
Slow down there, buddy.
not a bad way.
Pause, as the kids say.
Hey.
Nobody ain't entering me.
All right.
No
Well, you
how.
know,
No, thank you.
you need to live a little bit.
I'll pass
David.
on that. Yeah, that's where I draw the line. You know what? Aliens. Let's talk about this.
but there was something else I was gonna say. There was something else like along those lines, like with the aliens and we'll circle back. We'll circle back.
Okay,
We'll circle back.
not a problem. And you're talking about what with regards to making contact with aliens?
Yeah.
Maybe going into coming into this country, coming into this studio. None of that. That's not jogging your memory.
No, it's not jogging the memory.
All right, fair enough.
Nah.
Do you remember?
Oh, the time when we fell in love. That was a good song. That was a banger.
Who was it?
Montel Jordan,
No.
Michael Jackson.
Yes.
Okay.
I think as long as if you're thinking of the same song that I'm
Mhm.
thinking of, then it was Michael Jackson. Do you remember the
Yeah, yeah,
time
yeah.
when we
Mhm.
fell in love? Yeah, that's Michael Jackson.
Oh, real quick, I
Go
just
ahead.
want to apologize to the people. Anthony couldn't be here today. He had some things to deal with because he was on the Epstein flight list. so-
Oh yeah, that was sort of on my list, but I was like, do we even talk about that? Yeah, tough scene for our boy Anthony. Imagine now. Obviously, we're kidding, but imagine for a second. There's no way Anthony could have afforded Epstein's Island. Let's
No,
be real. Let's
none
be
of
real.
us could- none
No,
of us.
exactly. Like we're not nearly like take away anything else. We just couldn't get there. We couldn't get through the velvet ropes.
No.
Imagine being someone whose name is on the list, but it's not your name. It's your exact name, but it's not you. Because I'm sure that's the case, right? Where somebody's name comes on this list and it's like,
Yeah.
Steve Jones, and it's like, oh my God, Steve Jones, but it's not this Steve Jones. It's another Steve Jones.
Yeah, you dirtbag. Wait, no, it wasn't me. I can prove it.
Right, exactly. It's gonna. That's
Then you gotta like try to prove like whereabouts from like X amount of years ago. Like,
Right. This is. I promise.
oh,
This is when I was not banging kids. I swear.
the affairs I had, they were all adults. I
Right.
promise you.
Right. I mean, imagine. Thankfully. Now, do you know how many names were on the list, and did they all come out? I don't know too much about that stuff.
No, but I heard like a couple like funny names, like David Copperfield was on the list.
Oh no.
Yeah. Chris Rock, maybe. I could be wrong on that. Michael Jackson
Oh,
was
that's
like
not a surprise.
he was there. Like I'm pretty
See,
sure
now-
he was there.
Okay, so are we to, as a general public, assume that anybody whose name was on this list?
Was a sex pervert?
Correct.
I don't know. That the media makes it out to seem like anybody that was associated with that dude,
Right.
is a villain. They're a monster. But like, I don't know. I'm not defending anybody because I don't think that that's like cool or any like.
No.
No, like
No.
that's the shit that we hear that went on over there.
No
It's
good.
probably not even like a fraction of really what happened, and it's horrible.
That's true.
Horrible. It ruined people's lives.
Yep.
Like, but I don't think. Do you think it was just like you're going over there?
I'm going over there
what you're-
to do that.
Like,
Yeah,
is
I don't
that
know.
What, like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Is it like is
or was
is
it like
this,
a resort?
Exactly. Was this a resort where rich people would just go because it was a super private? It was rich for rich people
For
by
like
rich
the
people.
1%.
Exactly. Like
upper
it's
echelon.
not. It's a hotel that's not able to be booked type of deal. Where it's like
Yeah.
so. And if that's the case, shouldn't there have been people along the way, even as this has been coming out, that have been saying, wait a minute, I went to that island and I didn't know that stuff was going on, or like I was there and like when did that happen?
Because it
Nobody
wasn't
did that.
just men that went to that
Oh,
island.
I know, and
and
so,
obviously, like, yeah,
so where's
oh,
all the
duh, like girls went through, but like no, like there was women that went, like the adult women
Yeah.
that went, like
well, his partner was an adult woman. The question I have is, there have been no naysayers along this way being like, that's not the only thing that was happening there, or like I was there because it was just a place to go. Have there been people saying stuff like that?
can we Google that? Was Epstein Island only for like ST?
Oh no. What? So
I can't. I don't
Yeah,
want to.
we don't wanna say that.
Yeah, I don't want to say
when
that.
there's a lot
like,
of cars on the road.
but like,
a resort.
yeah, was it like a resort?
How much? Yeah, I don't see anything. I'm saying I'm
I think it was super small. I think it was mad small, little like
well.
plot
This
of
is the
land.
place. This is the place. It's called Little St. James Island
ooh
in the
ooh,
Virgin
ooh.
Islands.
Can you like? Can we do Google? Like, are there like straight up pictures of it? Like,
Pictures?
yeah.
What do you mean, like Google Earth?
No, like, are there pictures of like, or is it just that photo? Because I feel like recently I watched a YouTube video of a YouTuber. He snuck on the private island, and it took him a while, but he like climbed around some rocks, did a little like canoeing.
Okay, so here, check this out. David Copperfield proposed to Claudia Schiffer on Little St. James Island in 1993. Victoria's Secret models were guests.
All right, so
So it seems like people.
maybe it started off one way, but like it took a hard left, or like he had his intentions, and like maybe it was like, all right, you go there, it's like hedonism.
Yeah.
You go there, like all the most powerful, beautiful people in the world go there. They just have it out, orgy of the flesh,
Oh, okay. So check this out.
and then they were like, fuck it, we want young chicks.
David
like,
Copperfield proposed in 93. Epstein didn't purchase the island until 98.
whoa, valued at how much? 63 billion or million?
The island was valued at $63 million. And in 2019, he bought it in 1998 for about $8 million.
Oh.
And then in 2019, it was valued at about 64 million. And then I guess it seems like before he bought it, people were vacationing there, but
Well, yeah, it's part of the British Virgin Islands. So I'm sure, like, when cruises docked, you could go over there or whatever. I'm not very geographically literate, so only thing I know about the Virgin Islands is like cruise ships go that way.
Yeah.
It's really all I know about it.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure that there was a YouTuber that like
Snuck on and went around.
and it's completely abandoned. Like it
Well,
looks
yeah,
like there
nobody's
wasn't
probably
people
there
there
now.
for years.
It's
But there's guards.
well, I'm sure, but I mean, how long now has this whole thing been going on? It's been years. It's been years of this entire saga. I mean, he died several years ago, this guy Epstein, right? So,
Oh my God! So
what?
Oh, never mind. I thought they said he was a child sex offender from 19 whatever that says.
No. It was
88
owned
or
by a sex
98.
offender, Jeffrey Epstein, from 1998 till his death in 2019. Yeah, so he died in 2019.
20.
So it's been at least 3 or 4 years. It's been 4 or 5 years since anybody's been down on that island just because of this scandal, just because of this crime and them figuring it out, you know? And it seems like
Island of Sin and Pedophile Island.
yeah, it's going to be tough to come back from that. You know, it's going to be tough for them, for whoever
Well,
to buy
anybody
that.
associated with him. But does he have not an estate? Does he have a family that he left anything to? Like, does he have?
I don't know.
Or was he just like him? And that's it. Like his,
Dude, I have no idea.
like when he died, that was the end of anything. Like, dude, like, what if you're his kid?
Ugh.
That's tough. Like,
Yeah.
you change your name, right? Completely.
For sure.
Completely.
For sure. Yep. Yeah, you have to. Man, in this day and age, if you even have the name Epstein, you know, it's probably a little bit of a non-starter,
Yeah.
a little bit of a prob. That stinks, man. If somebody does something bad and they have your name, that stinks.
That's rough,
And to
dude.
me, that comes right back to what we said before. Imagine your name's on the list. Imagine your name is Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there's definitely some
There
Jeffrey Epsteins
definitely
running
has to
around
be.
out there.
There has to be.
Tons.
Could you Google that?
Oh,
Oh, I know.
how many people are named Jeffrey Epstein?
Or you could just could you just do Yellow Pages, Jeffrey Epstein, or something like that? That's something. Do the Yellow Pages still exist? Could I still go out and buy a phone book?
Buy one?
Or
I gotta believe they still are made.
have to be, right?
They probably are, but they're probably not as big as they used to be.
I remember them.
They were huge. Yeah, it's gigantic. I don't know if those things still exist. I'm trying to Google how many people are named Jeffrey Epstein, and it's telling me how many people are named on the Jeffrey Epstein list.
Ooh, named.
More than 200.
Oh my gosh. Can we do if it says
Less than a dozen were accused of engaging in sexual behavior, though.
okay, can we get those names if they're available?
Looking
The
right
people
now.
that were
I'm
accused.
working on it.
Guys, you guys are getting cutting edge stuff right here.
Anybody who cares about this already knows.
I'm late to the party, and I'm
famous
gullible.
names. Okay, here we
He
go.
could tell me Barney and Pinocchio are on the list, and I'll be like, no way.
Famous names mentioned in the documents include Naomi Campbell, Stephen Hawking,
Wait, hold on. Naomi Campbell.
model Naomi Campbell. But it does, again, this is not necessarily meaning that they did anything sexual. They just are in the list of 200.
Yeah.
Because only a dozen have been linked to sexual things. It's just 200 people's names. And famous people
Yikes.
mentioned are Naomi Campbell, theoretical physicist Stephen Hawking, which people had a good time with, actor Kevin Spacey, which should surprise no one, late musician Michael Jackson, which should surprise no one.
Yeah.
were the only named at different points in the documents.
Really?
In total, less than a dozen people, including Epstein, were accused of sexual abuse and mentioned in the documents. Many of them, too, have already been publicly accused of being linked to his scheme. In addition to Epstein himself, they include Prince Andrew, Duke of York, Jean-Luc Brunel, a modeling agent, Alan Dershowitz, the former lawyer to Epstein. Yeah, he's gross. Did you watch the documentary? I think it's on Netflix. You got to watch that because they show this guy Dershowitz. Gross, man. Oh, my goodness.
Really?
Glenn Dublin, billionaire hedge fund manager. A man identified as Stephen Kaufman. Marvin Minsky. George Mitchell. Tom Pritzker. Bill Richardson.
These are all just like rich dudes, like
Yeah.
rich, like office guys.
AI pioneer, your former U.S. senator, hotel magnate, no former New Mexico governor. Yeah, these are all big wigs, big money guys. Like I said, we never would have even made it past the velvet rope.
Speaking of governor, did you see the governor of... This isn't brand new news. And I want to say she's the governor of Texas.
Bro, we just went over the Epstein list. That ain't new news. I guess it's kind of new.
So there was there's like a really hot senator or something in one of the states.
Lauren Boebert,
And
you
she...
have a hand job?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Lauren Boebert.
Shout to her. Yo, if we had buttons right now,
No, that-
shout
yeah,
to
you're right.
her. Bap,
That
bap,
is-
bap.
That is old news. You're
Like,
right.
whatever, man. Like, let the lady live. Who cares what she does for a living? Like, let
What-
the lady live.
No, it's a crime no matter who you are to do that.
But there was no
You can't do that.
exposure. There was zero skin exposure. She had her hand covered.
It's still a lewd act in public. It's still public lewdness. You know,
I
you still
guess you're right.
you can't jerk someone off in public. It's not
Yeah.
allowed. Who you are, whether you're the senator or the janitor, you can't jerk
You just-
someone off in public. You
just
can't
mad,
do it.
You just mad you weren't the
Look,
penis.
I wouldn't. I'm not.
Yippee!
Look, hand jobs. What are we in high school?
Hey, listen.
Come on.
She was doing what she could.
Exactly.
She was doing the best she could.
Right, and that's my point. Is that like, what are we doing here? Like, let's just leave.
She was priming the pump.
I can see that. I can see that.
She had to hit the choke a couple times.
Right. Exactly. Clutch.
You know what the real thing? She was like, "All right, like, you really want to cut? Like, you're really pressing me to come back to my house and do the deed. Let me see what you're working with first."
Yeah, people have made that point. And look, any way you slice it, dice it, or cut it, you got to have a little more discretion than that.
Did
You
she
got-
lose her job and like get in a lot of trouble?
Well, that's the thing.
Okay.
That's the thing. If she was the janitor, she would have lost her job. But because she's a senator, everybody's like, "Oh my God, can you believe what the senator did?" That's the end of
Wow,
that.
Do you hear what the words that are coming out of your mouth? You,
America the beautiful, baby.
I guess I'm just a libtard.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying I like it. I'm just saying that's the way it is.
I'm kidding. I don't know. I don't know where I stand. Like I'm like very like
Pro hand job. It's easy.
no. I'm very pro hand job, obviously, but like in general, like I don't know where I fall. Like
On the
some people are
political
liberals.
leanings?
Yeah, I don't know where I fall because
You're
like
probably liberal.
because I like the LGBTQ and
Yeah,
I like
you're
supporting
definitely
that
liberal.
and like don't really care about guns too much.
Yeah, you're definitely liberal.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like liberals, huh?
But you're not well, yeah, conservatives. But then I mean there's good people on both sides, as our friend DJ T used to say. Yeah, no, I'm not a very political person either. And see, that's the thing. Like, you would be on the liberal side, but you're also just apolitical more than likely because you don't carry your like, you're not very
Rah.
right. You don't like, you're not out there like screaming in the streets, like change this, do this, whatever. You're not arguing with conservatives. You're just like, look, I believe what I believe and I live my life the way I want to live my life.
Yeah.
And that's that. And that, I mean,
I
probably,
don't understand why that pisses so many people off. Isn't that crazy?
yeah, I mean, I've never really understood American politics because it all just seems like the best people we have, they're not politicians. You know what I mean? Like, there's politicians are not the best of us. And very often, almost, I don't remember the last time, if ever, a politician, I looked at excuse me, I looked at a politician and was like, wow, that person really represents me. You know what I mean? Like I don't see like this guy McConnell. We've talked about Mitch McConnell. That guy, he's like practically
Zombie?
dead.
Yeah.
He's practically dead. He looks like
He's got purple blotches all over him.
he looks like he's been reanimated like 4 times.
It's weird.
It's crazy.
It's creepy that it's like sad almost.
And there's a lot of people in high up positions in the government that are like that. They're just so incredibly old that it's unbelievable.
What's the story with
These
that?
people don't represent me. You know what I mean? And like I'm 45 years old. I'm an adult. Like I'm the middle. Like I'm middle aged, and the government doesn't represent me at all. How could it represent anybody younger than me? You know what I mean? Like there's people who are younger than us by generations who have to feel so out of touch
That's
with
what I'm
what's
saying.
going on.
Like, I've always said, like, I don't know much about politics, and I really can't say much about it because I don't participate in votes all the time, like, yada, yada, yada.
Right.
But I feel like, why are we still abiding by what I call powder wig laws? Like, laws that were invented in the beginning of laws. Like,
Right.
I don't get it. And I don't understand it. Like, times have changed, people have evolved. So is like everything.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's dude, that's why I stay away. I don't get it. That's why we're not a political podcast.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
Like-
it just there's a lot of stuff that I don't feel passionately enough about, and then there's the other side of it where I feel like I must not know enough
Yeah.
because it doesn't make sense to me, and either it doesn't make sense or it should.
Bro, there's still courthouses that you go to and they wear the white wigs and shit.
In the United States?
In the US, dude.
Really?
Yeah,
Where?
dude. Like down south, like some of those.
Get out of here. No, they don't. I know in England they might, but not over here.
Oh, in England for sure they
Yeah.
do. But I swear there's definitely,
Fact checking you.
please fact check me. And I'm sorry if I'm wrong. But I feel like there's definitely some states that like for sure carry the tradition through and through. And at that point, it's just tradition.
In the United States, lawyers do not wear wigs in court, as is the practice in other countries.
When did that stop?
I got
Or
you.
was that never a thing here? We just saw pictures
in the early
of-
American judges stopped wearing wigs in the early 19th century.
Okay. So 200 years ago.
The main reason is tradition. British courts do it for tradition. Oddly enough, judges in the highest British courts have been in business. No, I'm sorry. Oddly enough, judges in the highest British courts wear standard business suits and don't even wear robes for hearings.
Anytime I've been in court, I've always seen a judge in a robe. Always.
Robe always. Yeah, in the United States, I think so.
Always
I mean,
a robe.
oh, speaking of judges, okay, time travel time.
Okay, let's time travel.
Next week, we're going to show all the highlights of that guy who dove over the judge's bench.
Yeah.
We're going to show that. We broke it down with Dakota. We talked about the guy who dove over and by now, if you haven't seen it,
Day
Google it.
one.
Day one?
Day one of the new year. Like
oh,
day
right.
one.
I thought you said they won because no, they didn't win.
Oh, you got a follow up.
Follow up. He's been sentenced finally. So what happened was the guy dives over the bench, like he launched over the. It was like
Impressive.
It was really impressive. His athleticism was on display in that courtroom that day. So he dives over the bench, beats on the court the judge a little bit. This poor woman.
He did get some shots. It was,
she was sassy to him, no question, as judges can be. He did get
was she though? She
was sassy to him. We watched the video next week.
Yeah.
She was a little sassy to him, okay? He jumps over the bench, does get a couple shots in at her. He's yelling at her the whole 9 yards. They pull her off of him. Pull him off of her. Finally, they get him back in court the other day, maybe yesterday or something.
Same judge.
Same judge. They got this guy with the chain around his waist, and they got his hands handcuffed. And his hands are in these big foam mittens. They got his head. They have him in this like mask.
Big guard.
They have the mask over his face, over his mouth, so that he can move his face, but his whole
It's just
mouth
a
is
spit
covered.
guard. Yeah, yeah,
I guess
yeah.
so, yeah. And so they brought him back in front of her, and she sentenced him to like 19 to 48 months. So essentially, he got up to 4 years in prison for his sentence, which was no leniency whatsoever. It was exactly what the prosecutor was asking for. She gave him no leniency.
And she didn't give him extra for beating on her.
I
she
presume
just-
I presume he'll be tried separately for that.
You think
That's
so?
a separate crime. That's a total separate crime. He got sentenced for the crime he committed, which was why
And
he
then
was
it
in
would make
court in the
sense that
first
she
place.
can't sentence him
No,
for something he did to her. 'Cause
she's the one.
it's
She's the
biased.
plaintiff. She's the plaintiff.
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
she's the defendant in that situation.
Oh.
So now another judge is going to have to, and there's not going to be much of a trial there because it's all on video what happened. I mean, he's clearly,
Yeah, it's open closed.
so that's going to just essentially probably get tacked onto whatever sentence he
probably
already has.
that like could be like another 10 years. Could be
I don't know. I mean,
assaulting like
a
the
judge
highest
in court, right? That's probably
officer,
what it is because he didn't do anything bad to her because she got away without any injuries and stuff like that. But
It's
the
still
fact,
like
like you
assault
said,
one or
assaulting
something.
a judge in a court has got to carry some sort of crazy fine or
Yeah.
crazy
and
penalty.
it's aggravated because the way he attacked her.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's
yeah.
not simple
with
assault.
intent.
Yeah.
with intent, with malice or whatever you want to say. Yeah. So he got up to 4 years for the initial
I
crime.
mean, I don't feel bad for him. I feel
Shouldn't.
like
No.
at all.
No, I mean we had a good laugh because the woman was okay,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah, it's not like she went back and was like rocking an eye patch and had her arm in a sling.
No. Although if she had sentenced him with her arm in a sling and an eye patch, that would have been
Dude.
even better.
Yeah.
That would have been even better, So if you're at this point in the show and you haven't seen that yet, Google man jumps over a court bench because then you can watch the whole thing. You can see him in his little mittens and his little face guard
Yeah.
getting sentenced. It was not his finest hour. Not his finest hour at
No.
all.
So there's another news article that I wanted to touch on,
Go
and I
for it.
really hope it's on your list. And it was on my radar for a few days now. Unfortunately, other shows have been covering it. So
Okay.
I kind of feel like we're copycatting, but it's a news thing. So like
All right.
I feel like it's all fair game. The gentleman at the
Bass Pro Shop.
yes.
Yeah, that's the next thing on my list.
Can we watch the video? Now, he is nude, but he definitely does not have genitals.
Okay. So,
Does not have genitals.
well, settle down now. He
He hit hard.
Okay, so here we go. Here's our guy.
Was he being belligerent or was he just like trying to be a fun, happy guy?
I don't know what his story was with regards to his he was swimming around. He was like, "All right, I'm ready. You can come get me now." Like that's what he started yelling to them, and then he tried to get out of the.
He tried to get out there and he smacked his head.
He fell down hard. Yeah, he
Hard.
fell down out of the tank.
Because that's like a marble floor or whatever. Not
So-
marble, but
So okay, this guy goes to a Bass Pro Shop in Alabama.
first
right?
of all, have you ever been to one of those shops?
no,
I want to go.
They
That
look-
looks amazing.
I don't think we have this kind of a Bass Pro Shop around here, dude.
That looks cool.
I know.
I'm
I've never
jealous.
seen anything like this in a store before. In my
I don't like
life.
hunting or anything, but I want to go to that store.
Sure. Yeah, I mean this is like top-notch stuff here. So the guy jumps into this thing. He takes off his clothes, he jumps into this thing. They pull him out of this and you say they walked him they do this walk of shame with this guy. His hands are cuffed behind his back.
And he's balls naked.
balls ass naked.
They didn't even give him a sheet.
They give this guy nothing. He's dripping, and they just walk him. They parade him right out of the store, out the front door.
Did you clock what everybody was wearing? Were they in winter gear? It was cold out,
It's recent. It was just a couple days ago.
but Georgia.
Alabama, I don't know. That's I think it's just like regular. You know, it's
Okay.
not super cold, not super hot. It's just
Probably
like,
like in the 50s.
yeah, somewhere in that range. And they walk him out. We
Dude,
got TMZ.
he
here.
has no genitals,
His little tiny. That water must have been so cold.
but it looks like he's just bush. He like hasn't any. He has less than a nipple dick.
It was pretty jarring. It was pretty jarring.
Hey Siri, Where's the closest Bass Pro Shop or Cabela?
Okay, so that was him falling out of this thing.
Oh, no, yeah, he's about to fall out. He falls out.
Here we
the
go. Watch.
front.
This is from TMZ, obviously. Here he goes. He jumps in right there. Oh, no, he fell out. Bang. No, that's the water.
No, that
falling
was
out.
just the water.
The
That was
water's
just the
splashing
water.
out.
He goes to the left. He sits up on that ledge, talks to them for a second. I think he's like basically says like, "Hey man, let me just get one more dive."
Incredible.
Like that's what I'm saying. He doesn't seem to be like.
Well,
Yes, he's naked,
so here
and
he
that's.
Oh, one more time. Let me just hop in. Okay, I'm just going to dive in here. Oh, beautiful. This guy, majestic creature, one of God's.
This is my favorite. He's chilling like a little toddler.
Yep.
Like a naked little baby.
Yep, little wiener just floating there like the Nirvana baby.
Dude, I'm telling you, I saw the uncensored version. He looks like a Ken doll.
It looked like a button. Like
Yeah, so
here it comes. Oh, nope. All right. Hey, he's like, all right, here we go.
yeah, he's got a little button dick.
Talking trash to him. It did. It looked like like an Audi. Like an Audi belly button. This poor little guy.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. He's gonna come out. He's gonna come out.
Imagine you're the security guy in this situation. Like, what do you?
Oh, okay, run it back like
run it
3
back.
seconds.
Oh, so he hit the rocks on his way down. Bang, bang. Oh,
All right, so he hit shoulder. The shoulder saved his nugget.
But his head must
He
have
definitely hit, but his shoulder saved his nugget from like smashing completely open. Because, dude, that like terrazzo floor, it's hard,
Oh,
man.
Yeah. So he's completely naked right here. The guy's holding his little taser gun.
But like they're about to tase. Like there's
Right.
no need. There's no need.
Imagine you tase that guy. He'd probably get shocked to hell because he's all wet.
That has to intensify the shock, right?
Must,
it has
it
to.
must. Yeah, it must.
And you're laying in a bit of a puddle of water.
Gotta conduct that electricity.
Yeah,
You'd be
you-
zapped on the floor there.
Like, do you
frying
feel
him
like
up.
I respect the cops, I really do. But do you feel like a big man? You tasing a naked,
I don't think they
out of
tased him.
shape?
I don't think they tased him.
No, they didn't. But
But
like,
they were just in case he tried to make a move on that cop, which you got to do that. You got to do that because if the cops see here, he starts flipping around doing his thing. This is why you have the taser gun out. Yep, there we go. He's flipping around like a fish. Now the cops got to get him into the boat, and you can't use a hook or a net for this.
no, you can't.
Get up. Oh, he won't get up. Oh no, he drags him
That's
on his pee-pee.
shameful.
He's dragging him on his
That-
pee-pee.
Shameful.
No, on the cement floor. I didn't know this. So okay,
But that's
this guy's
dude,
getting dragged on his wiener.
That's what I'm saying. That's cement floor.
Look at this.
It's slick. It's slick. It's basically like ice. Terrazzo. It's got a coat on the top of it. Like they wax that every night. Like it's. Oh no.
I pulled it down. Yeah, that's. I did not know that they dragged him across the floor
Me
on his
neither.
big fat belly.
Me neither.
That's rough. Oh,
his
no.
big fat belly and his man tits.
Oh no! Well, you know what? Thank goodness for his belly because that way his little tiny wiener didn't get hurt.
Like, first of all, like let's try to hash out what we think the charges are. Like definitely
Public
it's
indecency.
Yeah, public. You have to sign a list now. You're on a list because kids go to that store.
I don't know. I think that would have. I think a parent would have to bring a charge in that
Okay.
situation. Like a parent, if you're like if a Karen was there with her kids, yeah,
Oh,
he's
yeah,
definitely on a
for
list.
sure.
Yeah, if there was a Karen there with her kids, he's going on a list, no doubt. But yeah, public indecency for sure.
Wonder if he'll get resisting
I don't know, maybe probably
if
'cause he
they
didn't get
wanted
up
to be a
there,
prick.
yeah.
Like, dude. First of all, I had to deal with you naked. Yeah, he resisted.
But when he started flipping around like that, when he wouldn't get up and they had to drag him on the floor, yeah, that's
Yeah.
a bad look. But what's the charge for jumping into the tank?
Well, I'm pretty sure. Like, think about it. They might have to empty that tank and clean it. Like that might be like a controlled ecosystem for certain fish.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, if you have a small tank at your house,
Yeah, dude.
like a 20-gallon tank or a 50-gallon tank, or like Anthony, a 75-gallon tank. or
That's
whatever,
hard work.
you have to keep that perfectly balanced, or the fish will all die.
Yes.
You can't have people sticking their hand in your fish tank all the time. This guy jumped in with his whole ass naked body. There's no way. Like, yeah, if you're the Bass Pro Shops,
He definitely peed in it. There's no way he didn't pee in it.
I mean, that's a tough call. I'm not a pool peer, but apparently it's a very popular thing.
It's huge. People, dude,
Have you ever peed in a pool?
when I was very young,
Okay.
I peed in the pool, right? I got in trouble for it
How
because
did-
I like
how did
flat
anybody
out
know?
said like, I have to pee. They were like, get out of the pool. And I was like, I will, I will.
And you never did.
And I peed. And whoever it was like, did you, come on, let's go. And I was like, I'm sorry, I did it.
Uh-oh.
And I got yelled at.
Sure.
Then at a young age, I went to a pool party. It was like a pool birthday party in an indoor pool spot. And I remember the sign to this day. Welcome to our ool.
Yes.
Notice there isn't any pee in it. Let's keep it that way.
There you go.
Love that sign. I'll never forget it till
That's
the day
that's
I
a classic.
die.
That's
Yeah.
a classic.
So never did that. But when I was there, the lifeguards who had told me that they put a chemical in there that if you pee, there's a blue ring around you.
Not true.
It's not true. No. But no, ever since I was a young lad, I have not peed in the pool. I'm a good
Good for
boy
you.
like that. I'm
Good
a
for
good
you.
boy. I get out, dude. I get out.
Yeah, same thing. I don't.
It takes 5 seconds.
I do not remember. I don't have a memory of peeing in a pool ever, even as a little kid. I mean that doesn't mean that I didn't pee when I was a really little kid,
Of course.
but it's possible, sure. But I don't remember ever, because when I was a kid, we had a pool at my house, but you could just hop out of the pool and pee behind the
The
pool.
same thing. You get out, you run behind the shed real quick, take a pee. But like the girls had it easier. They would just hop up, sit on the edge of the pool real quick, like hang their butt off the edge and just pee real quick and then hop back in.
That's some extreme sports, but I respect it.
Yeah.
This train is brought to you by Not Dead Yet.
NotDeadYet.com.
Did you hear about the guy the other day who got stuck in the vase?
Shut up.
Did you hear about this?
No.
So this guy's at a big. There's a. What happens is that there was like an event at a hall, at like a venue, and then I guess one of the bartenders gets on Twitter and they're like, "You're not going to believe what's happening right now. There's a guy who's currently stuck in a big giant decorative urn."
That's like $1 million probably, right?
Well, we don't know. At that point, they didn't know. It certainly wasn't that much. But, she's like, the guy's stuck in there right now. We don't know what's going on. And then the video finally surfaces of this guy stuck in this big vase.
Look at him. He looks like a fucking Giga Chad. Oh my goodness.
Well, Chad's good right now. I don't know if you know that. Chad is a good thing.
It is?
Yeah, you want to be a Chad. This is going to be an ad.
The
of
future of
course.
protein is
Ooh.
here.
Dimatized, the future of protein, ISO 100.
I muted it.
You know those things are all just like sugar.
Yeah, hell yeah. Sugar and salt.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, so this guy, I now, speaking of your silly decisions, like as a kid, you will do stuff like this. Not you personally, but like you'll hear about like a kid getting his head stuck between some banister rail or something like that. This dude, he was drunk as hell, and he got into this vase.
He has no right getting mad at anybody.
No, I know, but at this point, like, what can you? He's probably so embarrassed.
Look, you can do it. You really can. You really can. Look, you gotta
Look at his face.
body out. His knees are hitting.
His knees are hitting.
Is that that's it? Like, there's no like other
So,
video of
there's
like,
some-
him actually getting out.
Well, so what happened was they ended up having to get like somebody from the venue went and got a hammer and a screwdriver,
And broke it.
and they essentially chiseled him out. And they had to chisel him out piece by piece, I guess, so that because if you smash the whole thing, it could cut him, I suppose. Which, yeah, I wouldn't really care too much about that. But again, if it's your venue, even though the guy got in there, just like we talked about
You're
before,
still liable.
if he gets cut by this stupid thing, he's going to sue you.
He's gonna own that venue.
Right, exactly. So they chipped him out piece by piece, section by section, and then so going back to the tweets, the bartender eventually was like, so this guy eventually he's out of the vase, He's fine. He doesn't have his pants, though. They were apparently either damaged or lost as he was being removed from the vase. So he's walking around the party with no pants on. Nobody seems to have a problem with this. He came back to the bartender, asked for a double makers on the rocks. She gave him the drink, and he went and he sat by himself for a little while and just drank his drink by himself. Nobody was talking to him. And then they just got him an Uber and sent him home. So let that be a lesson to you. Don't get in.
Yeah.
They always look bigger from the outside.
They're like, guys, seriously, and this goes without even saying. When you're out at a function, when you're out at a bar, when you're out at a restaurant, just act right. Just act right. Don't, like, that's such an, oh my God, this is the old man Chris. That's such disruptive behavior. That's like, this guy's going to go viral for being a jerk off.
Man stuck in urn at Mountain Brook party, loses pants, breaks expensive vase, and Alabama internet.
I hope it was expensive and he has to pay for it.
They said it could have been as much. They didn't know how much it was, but it was like up as much. It could have been as much as $3,000.
Good. Can you put the camera on you and hold it down for a moment while I go pee?
Oh, sure.
It's been almost an hour, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Yeah, because we started before 5.
It's been almost exactly an hour. It's been 58 minutes and change. We're doing good. We still
I'll be
have
right back.
We still have a couple of topics left to go, but I'll wait for you to bring that back when you come back in here. So it's just me and you right now. Chris made it his normal hour, and it's not already, but it's pee-pee time officially. So he's out there doing his thing. We're going to talk about, we're going to try and talk about the Golden Globes, because I did not see almost any of the shows or movies that were talked about in the Golden Globes. I saw Beef. I know they won some stuff. I know Chris saw Barbie, and he loved it. We still have to see Barbie here. But most of the things that happened in the Golden Globes, or rather most of the movies, I did not see. I'm very bad at that.
What's up, guys? It's Chris from the Two Cloud of Mind Show. Do you want to look trendy and cool like me? Do you have thighs and think everybody should know it? Do you like comfy clothes? Do you like deals? Do you like having pockets but not using your pockets because you carry a bag? Check out NotDeadYet.com and upgrade your wardrobe to the clouds. You get cool like this bag, shirts like this, awesome sweatpants, sweet shorts. They've got it all with promo code STAYCLOUDED10 for 10% off at checkout. NotDeadYet.com. Stay Clouded 10 at checkout. 10% off. Don't you wish your wardrobe was hot like me?
Welcome
Sorry
back.
about that. Thank
No
you,
worries.
dude. I felt like I haven't peed all day.
That we talked about it while you were away. Me and the listeners talked about it. How this is you're a 1 hour guy. You're a 1 hour guy.
I am.
It's like
this.
clockwork.
I drink a lot of liquid. I do.
It's good. It's better than the alternative. It's better to have a lot of hydration than not enough.
Right. You're right.
But man, you could set your watch by it.
I guess
really
you can. Yeah, you can.
You tried to dispute it at one point, but it's simply a fact. About an hour, Chris. Time for pee-pee.
Yeah.
But it's good. I shouldn't have fired off the commercial so early. I'll remember that for the future. Is next time I'll fire off the commercial when you go pee.
True.
Cover up some time there.
True.
Yep.
So what I miss?
Not too much. Not too much. It was just me in the.
Oh, the plane window.
So yeah. Okay. Did you hear about this?
Stressed out.
So we've already talked about at one point a couple of months ago now, the guy who opened the door, quote unquote, accidentally. He was in the exit row and he accidentally opened the door and all that stuff. Well, this was a totally different kind of accident, because on an Alaska Airlines flight, the whole the window just blew off the plane.
They called it a plug.
So it's like the door.
Yeah. Was there a
It's like
window?
I don't know. It was a door with a window.
Mm.
And so there was the plug and the seat got ripped out of the plane. One chair got ripped out.
I heard a kid lost his T-shirt, got ripped right off of him.
But thankfully there was nobody sitting in the chair. So that chair.
That's automatic lights out, right? Automatic. Even if
you're
you
in
have
the
your
chair,
seatbelt in.
if you're in the chair and you go out the plane, what do you mean automatic? You're gonna die, but you're gonna die from hitting the ground.
So wait a second. The
You're not gonna
chair
die.
got blown out, or just like the upholstery?
The chair, the whole chair came out. The whole unit itself. So if you're buckled into that chair, you were gone. You were gone, and you're out the window. And there's no.
I'm stressed out.
It's not like each chair has a parachute on it. It doesn't. So if you go out the plane, you're not going to die from going out the plane. Most likely, you may like get banged up, get some injury or whatever from going out the door. But the biggest, you're
At
gonna
16,000 feet. Yeah,
you're going to die from hitting the ground.
Even if you hit water, you're dead.
Well, you have a better chance. Like
A better chance.
I
yeah,
think
but-
that in your okay, what would you do in that scenario? You're in the chair, okay, and we'll say for the sake of argument, you're like going up the coast. So below you, there's land and water. Your chair gets sucked out the side of the plane, and you're falling. What do you do?
I don't know that I'm still conscious though. I think I might pass out from the fear.
That's certainly a possibility,
But like,
but you probably wake back up again pretty quick, wouldn't you?
do you have, dude? Yeah, you're falling 16,000 feet. You're falling for at least a minute.
2 or 3 minutes,
I was gonna say a minute.
more than that, probably more.
Can you really like put yourself in direction to like
Yes.
you can?
Well, here's the thing: like when you're skydiving, you can you do the skydive part before the parachute opens, right? So like you're doing all your tricks and your things and your swirls and all your fun stuff. You're doing all that in free fall. You're not doing that with the parachute open, right?
Yeah, you're
When
right. But
when
I thought
skydiving.
the jumpsuit you wear is like special.
No. You're thinking of a wingsuit probably, which is a special suit, and you're not in this situation. But you don't wear that when you skydive either. In skydiving, you're wearing like a suit that's just a regular jumpsuit.
Yeah.
It's literally a jumpsuit to call it a jumpsuit because you're jumping. Wow, how about that? So you don't have any special clothes
You
on.
just had a me moment.
Yeah, I was like, wow, how about that jumpsuit? So you don't have any special clothes on, but when you're skydiving, you can like position yourself. Like if you've ever seen Point Break, I know you've seen Point Break.
Yes.
You can like fly after somebody in a direction, one way or the other. You got to figure that out. You know what I mean? But I feel like I've never really done it, but I feel like I could figure that part
Like
out. Like
pitch dark. How do you know? Like,
Well, it's not pitch dark. It's the middle of the day. In this scenario,
okay. Yeah, then I'm gonna try my hard. If
you got to
conscious-
unbuckle yourself from the seat first. You got to unbuckle yourself from the seat first. You got to get out of that seat. I don't want to, because if you're in the seat, you can't control where you're falling. You're just falling where the seat's falling. If I'm falling and I'm buckling
And
the
that's
seat,
gonna make you fall faster, unless
I don't think you can
once
fall
hit-
faster. No,
yeah, no, you can't.
you fall the same
Terminal
speed.
velocity.
Yeah,
right?
you fall the same speed. It doesn't matter.
You're falling at like 120 mile an hour. I think that's
Or
terminal velocity.
more. I don't know. Yeah,
I think it's right around 120.
sure. Yeah. See, what I would try to do is I would try to angle myself and try to go like I'd get out of the chair, unbuckle the seat, and then I try to angle myself towards the water. And then once I got down close enough towards the water, I'd try to hit the water with my feet. Like cross my legs,
Yeah,
like they tell you,
have to do
and do that thing. Yep. Mm-hmm. That's what I would try to do.
See,
I don't think I don't think you would. See, I think you could survive that. You probably break your legs and probably a lot of other bones, but you probably survive it.
Holy shit, dude! Like,
Yeah, because you could survive if you hit the ground. Maybe not from 16,000, but you're not automatically dead if you hit the ground.
no, but you're gonna
But you're
suffer.
but you're almost definitely dead. Almost definitely, yeah. But if you hit the water, you got a chance.
16,000 feet. I feel like maybe if you like fell into some high trees,
Trees? No. You want water.
big bushy trees.
Water. Trees? No. Trees have branches. Branches will go through you, bro. You'll be dead.
I guess you're right.
You'll be chopped all the way up. You'll hit the ground in chunks. Yeah. Nah, I'm going for the water. That's what I'm doing.
I guess you're right.
It's your only hope, buddy. Now unbuckle. So yeah, wait, let me see. And there was people in the plane who had like cell phone video and stuff.
Yeah, they weren't even moving. They were just sitting there, just like.
People, yeah, that's the other crazy part. There's nothing you can do in that scenario, right? Like you're buckled in the plane. Let's say you're 2 rows back and 1 row over, right? You're just along for the ride.
Yeah. Is it true that if they were at cruising altitude and that happened, it would have been a very different, like uncontrollable scenario. Like everyone would have gotten sucked out. It would have been
The plane could have even got ripped apart probably because I mean cruising altitude you're so much higher up. You're
Double
like
that.
twice as high, right? So that would have been a pretty bad scenario, I imagine. I don't know because I mean the air pressure outside the plane would have been a lot less. You know what I mean? And they probably would have been going much faster, presumably. Yeah, and it was like the best. This is my favorite part. How they were like, okay, they just put the mood lighting on anyway. They were like, so these people they're just in the seat. They're like, oh my gosh, let me videotape this with my phone. The lights in the cabin are on. Everybody's freaking out. And then they like put the lower lights on. They just put like the blue lights.
So, do you get on the connecting flight or are you driving for
I think they
ever?
grounded all the planes.
Yeah, but from that, you get off that plane, you getting on another plane? No.
No. Yeah, no.
Ever again.
Well, maybe not ever. But
I'm a bit of a pussy, and that would fuck me up for the rest of my days.
I will tell you, I don't know how I would really honestly respond to that because it's like without being in that scenario, I don't think you could really like imagine it.
Planes,
I don't know the answer to that.
I'm uneasy with planes to begin with.
Okay.
I hold it together, but I'm pretty uneasy with planes. I had pretty extensive like internal panic attacks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you go on the plane. Are you the one who said when you go on a plane you drink?
Yeah, I usually drink
Yeah.
or heavily medicate.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've canceled a lot of flights. I guess they're inspecting a bunch of planes and just
The whole fleet of that model plate is in the shop right now.
the 737 MAX 9 Boeing.
Yes, sir.
Yep. So, check your plane tickets,
Yeah.
see what kind of plane you'll be flying on in the near future, and, buckle up for safety.
Travel safe.
The
See, in that case, I wouldn't want to have been buckled in.
No, you do want to be buckled in. You never don't want to be buckled in. Because
Really?
if the seat next to you gets sucked out and you're not buckled in, you might get sucked out too. And that's the other thing. The window seat is not all it's cracked up to be, guys. Let's think about this for a second here, because the
Yeah.
last two times we heard about planes with the side blown out have been from the side, obviously. So why are we all trying to get to the window seat?
Yeah,
Get more legroom on the aisle anyway.
I just recently switched from a window seat to an aisle person. Being so tall,
Yeah.
it's tough for me to travel. It really is.
Same.
And like, I'll never pay the extra money for like first class or business. I'll never do it.
I've never experienced
we-
first class.
We did it once, but it was only because like it worked out to where like it was part of a package thing.
Okay. Was it nice?
It was really, dude. It was no different. It wasn't.
Was it a long
It was
flight
bigger.
or was
no,
it a short flight?
It was to Vegas.
All right, that's a decent length flight.
Well, like, it wasn't anything super extravagant or anything to brag about. I had a little bit more legroom.
Okay.
A little bit more legroom.
Well,
That's it.
As long as you didn't have to pay for it. Sounds like if you had to pay for it, you would have been disappointed.
I would have been very disappointed.
Yeah.
Because those things aren't cheap.
Yeah.
Aren't cheap at all. And like, you walk most planes, the planes that I've been on, you walk through first class and business class. It's the same shit that you're sitting in. It's just the seats are a little bit bigger.
It's two seats instead of three.
Yeah.
Yep.
Waste of money, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely been some flights where I've been miserable in my seat, but I
Yeah.
guess in the scheme of things, it's not worth spending all that extra money for.
Before I die, bucket list item, I do want to go somewhere first class, like proper first class. I know I'll never be able to sit in a private jet. I know that.
Mhm.
Maybe I'll be able to sit in one, like at like an air show or something. But I do want to fly somewhere proper. I think I want to go to the UK. And I want to travel first class. I want to see like England, London. I want to see it.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many places in the world that I haven't been that I would I'd be like, yeah, sure, I'll go there. You know what I mean? Like England, sure, I'll go there. Why not?
There's
But-
so many places that I don't want to go because I know straight away. Well, not that I know, but I feel like they're gonna look straight and be like, "Great, more stupid Americans,
That's
more dirty,
everywhere.
stupid Americans."
That's everywhere right now.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, I didn't vote for that guy. That's all I can say about that. My foreign policy goes about that far. I didn't vote for that guy. I don't know what to tell you.
yeah.
Yep.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I didn't vote.
Did you vote for the Golden Globes?
I did not.
Did you?
Why is everybody roasting Joe Coy? Was he
Okay.
a bad
Do
boy?
you know who Joe Coy is?
He's a comedian.
Is he?
Yeah,
He's a comedian.
yeah,
Okay, I never had heard of him before.
yeah. He's been around the block.
Okay,
He's got a bunch of specials.
all right, and
I think he's married to Chelsea Handler, or he's
Stop it.
with Chelsea Handler. I
Okay.
think so.
I know that name at least. Yeah. Apparently, he's getting roasted because he was bad, and you
Like
know,
being a bad boy, or like
No,
he
it
was
was-
just a bad comic.
it was not funny. Yeah, he apparently he bombed. He told a bunch of jokes that weren't funny. People didn't think it was very funny. And then at one point in the show, I think his cardinal sin that I read when I was looking at tweets and headlines and stuff was that he was bombing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the cardinal sin here is when you're bombing in that type of scenario, you got to just kind of eat it, right? Like you're the host of this award show, you got to just take the good with the bad, and if people aren't laughing, you just got to keep it moving and have a good time and do your best, right? He started to throw the joke writers under the bus. He's like, oh, well, I didn't write all these jokes. Like, some of the ones that I wrote, you guys are laughing at, da 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 da. He's basically like, and you're at an industry event with actors and writers and directors and all these people who are being celebrated, and you throw your writers under the bus live on TV. That's about that's as bad a look as you can do in an industry environment.
Can I say to his defense, he only got like less than 10 days notice that he was doing it.
Yeah, I get that, but I still don't like you. If you can't do it, say no. Say no, thank you, right? But like that's a situation where even if you only had 10 days notice, and I think he said that too. He said that in the show. He's like, oh, I only got this gig 10 days ago. What do you want from me? I mean, da 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 da. The jokes you're laughing at are the ones I wrote. Like, to me, it was just and not just to me. It was a bad look for being in the industry, I think. And I think that the biggest cardinal sin that he made was that he threw his writers under the bus live on TV when he should have just taken it on the chin and just been like, yeah, you know what, whatever. Because you can come out of that and be like, yeah, it was a tough one. I didn't really do the best job. I would love to try it again and do a better job next time.
Yeah.
Instead, this is the way he plays it out.
I wonder
And then-
what he got paid to do that.
and then at the end, he's like, "Yeah, I would like to do it again." Yeah, you think they're gonna have you come back again after the way?
Nah.
Exactly. And like, so to me, I think he like completely fumbled the bag on that one. If you're gonna bomb, just bomb, right? And if you're in that situation where you only got the gig 10 days ago, you're just happy to do it, then you read the jokes that are written, and you move on. You can't throw your writers under the bus.
But all right, so if you're a certain style comedian and you get thrown into something like that and they're writing you jokes and they tell you that you have to stick to script, but the jokes are bad. Even you can't salvage them. Like, you're just going to
Well,
rock through it.
First of all, he didn't get thrown into that. He accepted the job, right? Nobody forced him to do it.
No, I know that.
And secondly, there's no chance that he just read those jokes for the first time that night. There's no chance. If you have 10 days, you're writing jokes for 10 days.
Yeah.
And you knew those jokes for 10 days or for however long it's not like he got up on stage and the teleprompter started rolling and he was just reading it blindly like Ron Burgundy. He was writing those jokes. Like, he was with the writing team. It's his team. You know what I mean? Like, imagine going back to your team after that. Like, if I did an interview or something and somebody was like, oh yeah, I watched the podcast, it wasn't really that funny, and I'm like, oh, that was actually my co-host fault and whatever, because he always has to go pee.
Mhm.
I come back in this room and you're like, hey, what's up, dickhead? Like, right? Like, how are you ever going to work together with those
Of
people
course,
again?
yeah,
And he
yeah.
threw him under the bus on his Golden Globes, in his big moment.
Mhm.
I just think that that's a bad look. I mean, he's getting roasted just for that exact reason. and not just because he wasn't funny, but because of how he handled it.
Yeah.
Did you see any of the movies or shows that they even gave awards to here?
No, but I want to.
So Barbie won an award for.
I saw Barbie.
Yeah, you saw Barbie. They won an award for like achievement in box office or something. It was like some happy horse shit award where it's like it was the first time they ever gave the award out, and it was like they created an award just so they could give it to Barbie for making a lot of money in the
Because
box office.
they didn't get an award because Oppenheimer cleaned up.
Oppenheimer went crazy. The TV show on Netflix, Beef, which if you haven't seen it, I did see that, and it's really good.
Okay.
It's got Ali Wong in it. You know who that is?
Yes.
And the other dude, the I can't remember his name, but he won. They both won.
Yeah.
Ali Wong and her counterpart won Best Actor and Actress.
Yes, and they were the first Asian Americans to win that
Is that right?
ever. Yeah,
Oh,
I
good for
believe
them.
so. I believe so. And that
Sounds about
I
right.
know that I feel like it sounded incredibly racist the way I said that.
No,
but
no, that was actually completely perfect the way you said
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But yeah, that show is good, Beef. So if you haven't seen that one yet, I would recommend that one. You said Barbie was very good. Oppenheimer went crazy. I did not see Oppenheimer. Did you?
Same. No.
And it's pretty long, apparently.
Over 3 hours, I heard, right?
I don't know how long, but they say it's pretty long.
It's long.
And but apparently good. Apparently good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
If you're gonna spend 3 hours, may as well watch Oppenheimer.
There's a new movie, and I don't know if it's brand new, but it's got Willem Dafoe, Mark Ruffalo, Emma Stone.
Okay, go on.
I heard about it through MSPH because they're like movie buffs.
Right.
Like they're always checking out new
Mhm.
movies. Apparently, the premise of the movie is like it's old timey, like a fantasy-ish world. Emma Stone jumps off a bridge and kills herself, but she's pregnant, and Willem Dafoe is essentially like super deformed and like Dr. Frankenstein. So he finds her, brings her to the lab, takes the baby's brain, puts it in her, and brings her back to life.
What?
Pull the trailer up, dude.
What's
I would just say Emma Stone, Willem Dafoe movie. Poor Things.
Oh, Poor Things. Okay.
Oh, you've heard of it?
Well, it won a bunch of awards. I think she won an award for this
Really?
at the Golden Globes. Yeah, I
Dude.
only know about it because of the Golden Globes.
The trailer is bananas. I definitely want to see it. Oh, June 8th.
Yeah, it came out. It's been out.
Oh, that's me birthday.
Is that right? Wow. So yeah, Poor Things.
Poor
They
Things. I
won
want to
some
watch
awards.
that.
I gotta
Is it
check
still
that
in
out.
the theater or is it streaming?
I have no idea, dude.
Hmm.
No idea. I don't know. And even if it's streaming, I don't know what service it's streaming on.
I like Emma Stone a lot.
Yeah, she's good.
And it's like a weird kind of movie.
It's a science fantasy black comedy.
Okay. Who made it? Because I feel like, Yorgos.
Directed by Yorgos Lanthimos
Tony McNamara.
and written by Tony McNamara. It stars Emma Stone, Mark Ruffalo, Willem Dafoe, Rami Youssef, Christopher Abbott, and Jared Carmichael. Based on the 1992 novel by Alasdair Gray.
Emma Stone's a bit of a minx.
A minx, huh?
She's a good looking lady.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you ever see Easy A?
I know of it, but I don't think I ever saw it.
All right, so it's definitely I know it's probably not like a in your wheelhouse type of movie because of the premise, like the whole Scarlet Letter premise of the thing, and like it takes place in like a high school.
Sure.
But the cast is killer, and the movie's a really good movie. And it's one of those movies where you put it on before you know it's over. You're like, oh wow, that's it.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right. I'll check that one
And Emma
out.
Stone's pretty hot.
Yeah, I mean, she's attractive. You know.
Not for everybody, I'm sure of that, but I think she's smoke show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't kick her out of bed.
No. I like me a ginger every once in a while.
Right on. Is she a ginger? I don't know. I never know what like celebrities look like in real life.
Yeah,
You
you're
know what
right.
I mean?
True.
They're always just a character, like whatever character. Like when I think of like if you tell me an actor or actress's name, I don't think of them. I
Mhm.
think of them as a character in a movie that I know. Them
Same.
from. You know, like say Robert Downey Jr. I'm not thinking of Robert Downey Jr. I'm thinking of Tony Stark.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So for Emma Stone, it's usually her character from Birdman in my brain,
I never saw that.
and that she's blonde. She's like a dyed blonde. Birdman, good movie, real good movie.
Really?
One of my faves. Yeah.
Superhero movie, right?
No.
No.
No. It's a movie about a guy who was in a superhero movie.
Ah.
So it's not a superhero movie. No. It's
Okay.
it's very, very good though. The way they did it, it's very artfully done. Great cast, like you said.
Comedy?
It's funny, but I wouldn't say it's a comedy.
I'm getting it all wrong.
Well, no, I mean it's not like a straight up comedy like you say, like this movie. No, it's more of a it's definitely funny, but it's not a. I don't know how I would describe it. It's more of a. I don't know.
Mhm.
It's just it was really, really good. Michael Keaton, Edward Norton, Zach Galifianakis,
Okay.
Emma Stone, very, very good. They shoot it all in one. It's all in one shot. So like, the camera it never cuts away to anything else. It's all just
get out of here.
in one
That's cool.
one continuous thing. Yeah, they do some cool things. They do like pass time in a certain way. Like they'll go from day to night, but the camera shot never changes. It just like goes from day to night, and they keep going with the shot. It's pretty cool.
All right. I'll
Yeah.
check that out.
Yeah, you might-
Birdman.
Yeah, you might like it.
All right. I'll check that out. I'll put that on my list.
Yeah, there you go. I'm pretty sure it won some awards when it came out a couple years ago.
You got to watch The New Exorcist and Barbie.
Barbie, I'm looking forward to. Exorcist, not as much.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah,
It's definitely not for everybody, but it was worth a watch.
fair enough. When that one leaves the theaters or whatever, when it's streaming, I'll check it out.
It's streaming. It's on like HBO Max or Peacock or some shit right now.
I don't have either one of those.
I'll give you my login.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I think it was Peacock. Can't remember. But it's definitely streaming on one of them.
All right. Well, I got my homework done.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
You ready to wrap this up?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Sounds good.
Yeah, guys. Thank you so much as always. If you want to check us out, we are at the Two Clouded Mind Show on all social media and anywhere you get your podcast. Follow us on YouTube at the Two Clouded Mind Show. If you want to search us and stalk us individually, creep up in our DMs. I'm at Little Guy Chris 28.
DC in the City on all social media.
Guys, again, check out notdeadyet.com.
Mm-hmm.
Use code StayClouded10 for 10% off. It's like, I'm pretty stoked on it. We're brand ambassadors.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's been a couple people who've picked some things up. So thank you. You know who you are.
Yeah, for sure. Guys, thank you so much. We love you. Stay clouded.